Yeah, I used to love to play handball. That's when you have a little black ball and you hit it against the wall, and you got to try to hit it on the wall and try to, and then retrieve it when your opponent hits it. Anyway, while I was playing one day, an elbow hit me in the eye. My opponent somehow, I got in the way, his way, and he hit me in the eye with his elbow, and I went home with a black eye. So my father said, "Where'd you get the black eye?" And I told him, "Playing handball." Well, you know what? He didn't believe me. So he followed me to school for about a week. I guess he figured that there must have been a bunch of kids ganging up on me, because he knew that I was a pretty good boxer and fighter. But anyway, he was afraid, and I could look back while I was walking to school, and he was like a half a block or a block away from me, following me to school. Yeah.
Well, tell me about when you enlisted in the Army. Enlisted in the Army during the teenage draft.
Yeah, so before you know it, I was in the Army. And what happened was they passed the teenage draft. And I was 18 years old. My brother, who was two years older than me, got into the Army. And he got into the Army about a month before me, even though he was 2 years older than me. So when I was designated to go and sign up for the draft, I was only 18 in 1 month. And my father says, "You're not going." I said, "Dad, I have to go." He said, "No, you're not going. I'll hide you. I don't want you to go. You're too small." I said, "As small as I am, I want to go, because everybody else is going and I'm not going to be here." So anyway, finally I wound up in the Army. And my first day at the Army, I was on KP.
Kitchen patrol?
First day in the Army, at Fort Dix. I was in a tent, and it was very cold. And no matter what I put on me, I couldn't stay warm because the tent had air under it. But then they called me for KP. So at least I was warm, but I had to do a mountain full of pans and pots and pans. So I finally got done at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and they dumped another 1,000 pans. So anyway, finally, I went back to the tent to try to get some sleep. And I didn't get very much sleep, but they woke me up in the morning, and I had to go for an aptitude test. So that was a walk of about a mile. And then I took an aptitude test. And the aptitude test kind of tells you where you're going to wind up, whether you're going to wind up in the infantry or in the artillery or medics. I wound up in communications. And the reason I wound up in communications is because I had a good ear for music. And when you take the code test, if you're a musician or a good singer, usually you pass the code test. So that's what I did. I passed the code test of flying colors, and I became a radio operator. Morse code radio operator.
Still remember Morse code?
Morse code I still remember. Can you imagine that after how many years is it? About 60, over 60 years, and I could still read Morse code or send it just like I did when I was 20.
Can you tap out Happy Birthday?
Well, I'll tap out Bless Us, O Lord.
Okay.
Nothing to it.
And was that the whole prayer?
That was Bless Us, O Lord.
Wow.
You want to hear the rest of it?
Yeah.
And these thy gifts, da 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 da. It's too boring to go to the lesson.
Can you say it in English?
What do you mean?
Read that in English?
Yeah, bless us, O Lord. And these thy gifts which you are about to receive from thy through Christ our Lord. Amen. Yeah. What else is there?